Destroy your comfort zone in just 7 days, ladies and gentlemen. You are not here by accident. You are here because something inside you is screaming for more. More purpose, more impact, more life. But let me tell you something. The greatest enemy to your destiny is not failure, not opposition, not even doubt. The greatest enemy to your destiny is your comfort zone. That cozy, familiar place where dreams go to die. Today, I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to challenge you. In just 7 days, you can destroy that comfort zone and step into the life you were born to live. Are you ready? A comfort zone is a prison disguised as a pillow. It's where you feel safe, but safety is the thief of greatness. You weren't created to sit in the shadows of your potential, scrolling through life, settling for average. You were designed for impact, for influence, for legacy. But to get there, you must declare war on complacency. 7 days, that's all it takes to start rewriting your story. Day 1, face the mirror, look at yourself and ask, what am I afraid of? Fear is the gatekeeper of your comfort zone. Is it rejection, failure, the unknown? Write it down, name it. When you name your fear, you strip away its power. The Bible says, the truth shall set you free. Truth starts with honesty. Be honest about what's holding you back. Day 2, take one bold step. Do something that scares you. Send that email, make that call, sign up for that course. Action is the antidote to fear. You don't need to climb a mountain today. Just take one step outside the walls of your comfort zone. Momentum begins with movement. Day 3, change your environment. Your surroundings shape your thinking. If you're surrounded by negativity, by clutter, by people who keep you small, you'll stay stuck. Rearrange your space. Seek out new voices, books, podcasts, mentors who inspire you to grow. Your environment is either a cage or a catapult. Choose wisely. Day 4, embrace failure as a teacher. Stop running from mistakes. Every failure is a lesson, not a life sentence. The only people who never fail are those who never try. In these 7 days, commit to failing forward. Try something new, and if it doesn't work, learn from it and keep going. Day 5, speak your vision. Your words create your world. Stop talking about what you can't do and start declaring what you will do. Write down your goals for the next year, the next 5 years. Speak them out loud every morning. Your voice has power. Use it to call your future into existence. Day 6, surround yourself with fire. You become like the people you spend time with. Find people who challenge you, who dream bigger than you, who won't let you settle. Iron sharpens iron. If your circle isn't pushing you to grow, it's time to find a new circle. Day 7, commit to never going back. On the 7th day, make a vow to yourself. No more excuses, no more settling, no more comfort zones. This is not a 1-week experiment, it's the beginning of a new life. Write a letter to your future self describing who you're becoming. Seal it and open it in a year. You'll be amazed at how far you've come. Listen to me, your comfort zone is not your friend. It's a dream. Killer, a vision. Stealer, a destiny. Destroyer, but you have the power to break free. 7 days is enough to start the revolution. 7 days is enough to awaken the giant within you. 7 days is enough to change everything. You are not ordinary. You are not average. You were born to make a difference, to leave a mark, to live a life that echoes beyond your years. But it starts with a decision. Right here, right now, decide that you will not stay comfortable. Decide that you will not stay small. Decide that in 7 days you will be on your way to a life of purpose and power. So what are you waiting for? The clock is ticking. Your destiny is calling. Destroy your comfort zone and step into your greatness. Start today. Start now. The world is waiting for you. Everybody has something that scares them. It might be speaking in front of people, trying something new, or even thinking about failing. That feeling in your stomach, the one that makes you want to stay where you are, is what keeps you from growing. It's like a wall between you and the life you want. If you want to become the person you're meant to be, you have to look at that wall, understand it, and then start climbing over it. This isn't about pretending you're not scared. It's about seeing what's stopping you and deciding to move forward anyway. Think about your life right now. There's probably something you've been wanting to do for a long time. Maybe you want to start a business, ask for a promotion, or even talk to someone new. But every time you think about it, something holds you back. Your heart beats faster, your mind comes up with excuses, and you tell yourself, maybe tomorrow. That's the wall. It's not made of stone or briquettes, made of thoughts and feelings that feel so real. They stop you in your tracks. The first step to getting past it is to figure out what it's made of. Imagine you're sitting down with a piece of paper. You write down one thing you've been avoiding. It could be something big, like moving to a new city, or something small, like joining a gym. Now ask yourself, why haven't I done this yet? Be honest. Don't just say, I don't have time. Dig deeper. Is it because you're worried about what people will think? Are you afraid you won't be good at it? Are you scared of failing and feeling embarrassed? Write down whatever comes to mind, even if it feels silly. This is like shining a light on the wall. When you see it clearly, it doesn't seem as big. Sometimes, the things that scare us are tied to memories. Maybe you tried something before and it didn't go well. Maybe someone laughed at you, or you felt like you let yourself down. Those moments stick with you, and they whisper, don't try again. But here's the truth. Those moments don't define you. They're just part of your story, not the whole book. When you write down what's holding you back, you might notice that some of your fears come from things that happened a long time ago. Seeing that on paper can help you realize those old stories don't have to control you anymore. Now, let's talk about why this matters. When you stay in the same place because you're scared, you're not just avoiding one thing. You're missing out on everything that could come after it. If you don't ask for that promotion, you might miss the chance to grow, meet new people, or earn more. If you don't try that new hobby, you might never discover something you love. Every time you let fear win, you're saying no to possibilities you can't even imagine yet. That's why looking at your fears is so important. It's not just about one moment, it's about your whole future. Once you've written down what's stopping you, it's time to take a closer look. Pick one thing from your list. Maybe it's the fear of speaking in public. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe you think you'll forget your words or people will laugh. Now picture that happening. It might feel uncomfortable, but stay with it for a moment. Would it really be the end of the world? Would your life fall apart? Probably not. Most of the time, the things we're scared of aren't as bad as we think. They're just loud in our minds. Here's something else to try. Think about what would happen if you didn't let that fear stop you. If you spoke in front of people and did well, how would you feel? Proud? Excited? Even if it wasn't perfect, you'd probably feel stronger for trying. That's the other side of the wall. A place where you're not stuck, where you're growing and learning. When you start to see both sides, the wall doesn't feel so impossible to climb. Now comes the part where you do something about it. This doesn't mean you have to jump in all at once. If you're scared of speaking in public, you don't need to sign up for a big speech tomorrow. Start small. Maybe practice talking in front of a mirror, or share an idea in a small meeting. The point is to move toward the thing that scares you, even if it's just a tiny step. Every time you do this, the wall gets a little lower. You're proving to yourself that you're stronger than your fears. Something amazing happens when you start facing what scares you. You realize you've been carrying this heavy weight, and every step you take makes it lighter. You start to feel free. You notice that the things that used to stop you don't have the same power anymore. Maybe you'll still feel nervous, but that's okay. Feeling nervous doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're human. What matters is that you're not letting it keep you from moving forward. As you keep going, you'll find that facing one fear makes it easier to face others. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You might start with something small, like trying a new activity, and before you know it, you're tackling bigger things, like changing your career or standing up for yourself. Each time you push past what scares you, you're not just climbing over one wall. You're learning how to climb any wall that comes your way. This process isn't about becoming someone who's never scared. It's about becoming someone who knows they can handle being scared. It's about looking at the things that hold you back and saying, "You don't own me." It's about choosing to live a life where you're not stuck, where you're always growing, always moving towards something better. That starts with a simple act, seeing what's stopping you and deciding to take a step anyway. So grab that piece of paper, write down one thing you've been avoiding, look at it, think about why it's there and what it's keeping you from. Then take one small step toward it. You don't have to is to start moving right now, even if it's just one small step. Taking action without delay is how you turn your thoughts into reality and build a life that feels alive and full of possibility. Think about something you've been wanting to do. It could be as simple as cleaning out a messy drawer or as big as signing up for a class. Whatever it is, there's a reason you haven't started yet. Maybe you're worried it won't go perfectly. Maybe you think you need more time to prepare. Or maybe you're just used to putting things off. That feeling of hesitation is like a heavy anchor holding you in place. The longer you wait, the heavier it gets, but here's the good news: you don't need to lift the whole anchor at once. You just need to nudge it, to take one tiny action that gets you moving. Imagine you want to get healthier. You've been thinking about exercising, but every day you say, "I'll start on Monday." Monday comes, and you find another excuse. The idea of running for an hour or going to the gym feels overwhelming. But what if, instead of waiting for the perfect plan, you just put on your shoes and walk around the block? That walk might take 5 minutes, but it's something. It's a signal to yourself that you're serious. That one small move breaks the cycle of waiting and starts a chain reaction. Tomorrow you might walk a little longer. Next week you might try a short workout. Before you know it, you're building a habit, all because you chose to act instead of wait. The beauty of starting right away is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers or feel completely ready. In fact, waiting to feel ready is one of the biggest traps. Nobody ever feels 100% ready when they start something new. People who achieve great things, a new career, a better life, a dream they've had for years, don't wait for the perfect moment. They start messy, they start small, they start scared. What matters is that they start. Every step you take, even a shaky one, teaches you something and makes the next step easier. Let's say you want to write a book. The idea of writing hundreds of pages can feel impossible. If you sit around waiting for inspiration or the perfect time, you might never start. But what if you write one sentence today, just one? It could be terrible, and that's okay. That sentence is proof you're moving. Tomorrow, you might write 2 sentences, or you might rewrite that first one. The point is, you're no longer just thinking about writing. You're doing it. That tiny action creates energy, and energy builds momentum. Momentum is what carries you forward, even when things get tough. Sometimes, the hardest part is convincing yourself that small actions count. You might think, what's the point of doing something so small? It won't make a big difference. But that's where you're wrong. Every big change starts with something small. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts tiny, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow and grows bigger and faster. Your actions are like that snowball. Phone call, an email, a single push-up, a quick sketch. Each one adds to the roll. Over time, those small moves turn into something unstoppable. Another reason to act right away is that waiting makes things harder. The more you think about something without doing it, the scarier it becomes. Your mind starts creating problems that aren't even there. You imagine failing, or people judging you, or things going wrong. Those thoughts pile up and make the first step feel like a giant leap. But when you act quickly, you don't give your mind time to overthink. You just do it, and suddenly it's not as scary as you thought. Even if it doesn't go perfectly, you realize you can handle it, and that makes you stronger. Now, let's be real. Taking action isn't always easy. There will be days when you're tired or busy or just not in the mood. That's normal. The trick is to make starting as simple as possible. If you want to read more, don't aim to read a whole book this week. Just read 1 page today. If you want to save money, don't stress about a big budget. Put $1 in a jar, make the first step so easy that you can't say no. Once you start, you'll often find yourself doing more than you planned because starting is the hardest part. Something else happens when you start acting right away. You begin to trust yourself. Every time you follow through, even in a small way, you're proving to yourself that you can do it. That trust builds confidence, and confidence makes it easier to keep going. You stop seeing yourself as someone who just dreams about things. You start seeing yourself as someone who makes things happen. That shift changes how you approach everything, from your goals to your daily life. So, how do you start? Pick one thing you've been putting off. It doesn't have to be huge. Right now, today, do one thing to move toward it. If you want to learn a language, download an app and learn one word. If you want to fix a relationship, send a quick message to say hi. If you want to get organized, spend 5 minutes tidying one corner of a room. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Just do it. That one action will feel like a spark, and that spark can light a fire. The life you want is on the other side of action. Every time you choose to move instead of wait, you're building that life, piece by piece. You don't need to change everything at once. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. One step today, another tomorrow, and soon you'll look back and see how far you've come. So, what's one thing you can do right now? Don't think too hard, just take that step. The rest will follow. Your life is shaped by what's around you. The room you're in, the people you talk to, the things you see and hear every day. They all have a big impact on how you think, feel, and act. If you want to grow, to become someone who chases dreams and builds a better future, you need to take a hard look at your surroundings. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Changing the world around you isn't just about moving furniture or meeting new people. It's about creating a space that pushes you to be your best self, a space that makes it easier to take action and harder to stay stuck. Think about where you spend most of your time. Maybe it's your bedroom, your kitchen, or your workplace. What do you see when you look around? Is it messy, with piles of stuff you haven't touched in months? Is it dull, with nothing that sparks joy or ideas? Or is it filled with distractions, like a TV that's always on or a phone that keeps buzzing? The things you see every day send messages to your brain. A cluttered room can make your mind feel cluttered too. A boring space can make you feel uninspired. If your surroundings don't make you feel alive, they're probably keeping you from growing. Start with something small. Pick one area like your desk or a corner of your room. Clear it out. Get rid of things you don't need. Old papers, broken items, stuff that just takes up space. Then add something that makes you feel good. It could be a plant, a picture of someone you love, or a note with a goal you're working toward. This isn't about making everything perfect or spending a lot of money. It's about creating a space that feels like it belongs to the person you want to become. When you sit in that space, you should feel ready to do something, to think bigger, to move forward. Your surroundings aren't just physical. The people you spend time with are a huge part of your environment, maybe even the most important part. Think about the conversations you have every day. Are they full of complaints, gossip, or excuses? Do the people around you talk about what's wrong with the world or what they're going to do to make it better? If you're always around people who stay in one place, who never try new things, it's hard to be different. Their habits, their words, their attitudes, they rub off on you. You might not notice it, but over time, they shape how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. Now, this doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life. Sometimes, it's just about spending less time with people who pull you down and more time with those who lift you up. Look for people who are doing things you admire. Maybe it's a coworker who's always learning, a friend who's chasing a dream, or even someone you follow online who shares ideas that excite you. Reach out to them. Ask a question, start a conversation, or just listen to what they say. Even one new person can change how you think. They can show you what's possible and make you feel like you can do it, too. What you let into your mind is another part of your environment. Think about what you watch, read, or listen to every day. If you're always scrolling through negative news or watching shows that don't teach you anything, your mind gets filled with noise. That noise can make it harder to focus on what matters. Try swapping some of that out for something that inspires you. It could be a book about someone who overcame challenges, a podcast about a topic you want to learn, or even music that makes you feel energized. These things might seem small, but they're like food for your brain. Feed it the good stuff and you'll start to feel different. Changing your environment isn't a one-time thing. It's something you keep working on because as you grow, what you need around you changes too. Let's say you start a new hobby like painting. At first, you might just need a notebook and some pencils. But as you get better, you might want a space with better light or a group of artists to talk to. Your surroundings should grow with you, always pushing you to the next step. If they stay the same, you might find yourself slipping back into old habits, staying comfortable instead of reaching for more. Sometimes, changing your environment means stepping into new places. If you always stay in the same routine, home, work, home again, you might not see how big the world is. Try going somewhere new, even if it's just a different park or a cafe you've never been to. New places spark new ideas. They remind you that there's more out there, that you don't have to stay in the same spot forever. Even a short walk somewhere unfamiliar can make you feel like anything is possible. One thing to remember is that your environment doesn't just happen to you. You have the power to shape it. You can't control everything. Maybe you can't move to a new house or change your job right away. But you can control what you do with the space and time you have. You can choose to tidy up, to seek out better conversations, to listen to something that makes you think. Every choice you make about what's around you is a choice about who you're becoming. When you start making these changes, you'll notice something. Your surroundings don't just reflect how you feel. They can change how you feel. A clean desk can make you feel focused. A conversation with someone who believes in you can make you feel unstoppable. A book that challenges you can make you want to try harder. These changes add up, and before long, you're not just living in a better environment. You're becoming a better version of yourself. So look around you right now. What's one thing you can change today? Maybe it's clearing off a table, messaging someone who inspires you, or finding a new podcast to listen to. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Start small, start now. Make your surroundings a place that helps you grow, that reminds you of what you're capable of. The life you want starts with the world you build around you. Take that first step and watch how everything else starts to change. Nobody likes to mess up. When you try something and it doesn't work out, it can feel awful. Your stomach might sink, your face might get hot, and you might want to hide and never try again. Maybe you gave a presentation and forgot your words, or you started a project and it fell apart. Those moments stick with you, and they can make you want to play it safe forever. But here's the truth, messing up is one of the best ways to grow. Every time something goes wrong, it's like a teacher showing you how to do better next time. If you learn to see mistakes as lessons instead of dead ends, you'll find yourself moving toward a bigger, braver life. Think about a time you tried something and it didn't go the way you hoped. Maybe you applied for a job and didn't get it, or you cooked a meal and it tasted terrible. In that moment, it's easy to feel like you're not good enough. Your mind might tell you to give up, to stick with what you already know so you don't feel that way again. But if you stop there, you're missing out. Every mistake has something to show you, something that can make you stronger and smarter. The trick is to pause, look at what happened, and ask yourself what you can take away from it. Let's say you tried to fix something around the house, like a leaky faucet, and you made it worse. Water's everywhere, and you're frustrated. It's tempting to throw your hands up and say, "I'm no good at this." But instead, imagine sitting down and thinking about what went wrong. Did you skip a step? Did you need a tool you didn't have? Maybe you realize you should have watched a video or asked someone for help first. That's not failure, that's learning. Next time, you'll know to prepare better, and you'll be more likely to get it right. Each mistake is like a piece of a puzzle, helping you see the bigger picture of how to succeed. One reason mistakes feel so bad is that we often think they define us. If you bomb a test, you might think, I'm not smart. If you miss a deadline, you might think, I'm lazy, but that's not true. A mistake is just something you did, not who you are. It's a moment, not your whole story. When you separate yourself from what went wrong, it's easier to look at it clearly. You can say, okay, that didn't work, but I can try again. That shift in thinking turns a bad moment into a chance to grow. Another thing to remember is that everyone messes up. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together. They've made plenty of mistakes. They didn't get where they are by being perfect. They got there by trying, falling, and getting back up. Think about someone who started a business. You might hear about their success, but you don't always hear about the times they lost money, picked the wrong strategy, or had to start over. Those tough moments were what taught them how to build something great. If they can learn from their mistakes, so can you. Sometimes the lesson isn't just about fixing what went wrong. It's about discovering something new. Maybe you tried painting and your picture didn't look the way you wanted. You could give up, but if you keep going, you might find a style you love by accident. Or maybe you took a class and struggled, but you met someone who became a friend or learned something unexpected. Mistakes can lead you to places you never planned, and those places can be better than what you imagined. When you're open to what a mistake might show you, you're not just recovering, you're exploring. Learning from mistakes also builds strength. Every time you try again after something goes wrong, you're proving to yourself that you can handle tough moments. That strength adds up. The more you face setbacks and keep going, the less they scare you. You start to see that a bad day or a wrong move isn't the end of the world. It's just part of the path. That confidence makes it easier to take risks, to try new things, to dream bigger. You're not just learning how to do one thing better. You're learning how to live without being afraid of falling. So, how do you start learning from mistakes? The first step is to stop running from them. When something goes wrong, don't ignore it or pretend it didn't happen. Take a moment to think about it. Ask yourself, what happened? Why didn't it work? What can I do differently? You don't need to overthink it. Just be honest. Maybe write it down to make it clearer. If you tried speaking in front of people and froze, you might realize you didn't practice enough, or you got nervous because you focused on the crowd instead of your words. That's not a reason to quit. It's a map for next time. Then try again. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be right away. If you burn dinner, make it again tomorrow with one small change, like lowering the heat. If you failed a quiz, study a little differently and take the next one. Each time you try again, you're turning a mistake into progress. You're showing yourself that you're not stuck, that you can keep moving forward. Even if the next try isn't perfect, you're learning, and that's what matters. The more you practice this, the more natural it feels. Mistakes stop feeling like walls and start feeling like stepping stones. You'll notice you're not as afraid to try new things because you know that even if it goes wrong, you'll come out with something valuable. You'll start to see every challenge as a chance to grow, not a chance to fail. That's when life opens up, when you're not held back by the fear of getting it wrong. So, think about something you tried that didn't work out. Maybe it's still bothering you, making you hesitate to try again. Today, take one small step toward it. Look at what happened, think about what you learned, and give it another shot. It doesn't have to be big, just start. Every mistake is a chance to get better, to get closer to the life you want. Don't let them stop you, let them teach you. The only real mistake is not trying at all. What you say about your life matters more than you might think. The words you use, the way you talk about your dreams, and the things you tell yourself every day can change how you see the world and what you believe you can do. If you want to live a life that's bigger, bolder, and full of purpose, you need to start speaking about it like it's already on its way. Putting your hopes and goals into words isn't just wishful thinking. It's like planting a seed that can grow into something real. When you say out loud what you want, you're telling yourself and the world that you're ready to make it happen. Think about where you want to be in a year, or 5 years, or even 10. Maybe you want to have a job you love, travel to new places, or start something of your own, like a business or a hobby. These ideas might feel far away, like they're just daydreams. But when you keep them locked in your head, they stay vague and easy to ignore. Saying them out loud or writing them down makes them feel solid, like they're not just thoughts anymore but plans. It's like drawing a map for your life. You start to see the path you need to take. Imagine waking up in the morning and saying to yourself, I'm going to learn a new skill this year. Say it clearly, like you mean it. At first, it might feel strange, like you're talking to nobody. But those words do something powerful. They remind you what you're working toward. They make you feel like that goal is possible, even if you don't know all the steps yet. Every time you say it, you're training your mind to believe it. And when you believe something, you're more likely to act on it, whether it's signing up for a class, practicing a little each day, or asking someone for advice. Writing your goals down is just as important. Grab a piece of paper or open a notebook and write one thing you want to achieve. It could be something big, like moving to a new city, or something smaller, like reading a book every month. Be specific. Instead of writing, I want to be better, write, I want to exercise 3 times a week. When you put it on paper, it's like making a promise to yourself. You can look at it later and remember what you're aiming for. It's a way to keep yourself on track, even when life gets busy or you feel like giving up. Your words don't just affect you, they affect how other people see you too. When you talk about your plans with confidence, you start to attract people who can help you. Let's say you tell a friend, I'm going to start painting and share my art online. Even if you're just starting, saying it out loud makes it real. Your friend might know someone who paints, or they might cheer you on, or they might even ask to see your work later. Those conversations create connections and opportunities. But if you keep your dreams quiet, nobody knows what you're working toward, and it's harder to find support. Sometimes, though, the hardest part is believing your own word. You might want to say, I'm going to run a race, but a voice in your head says, you're not fit enough, or you'll never do it. That voice is normal, but you don't have to listen to it. When you speak your goals anyway, you're telling that voice it's wrong. You're choosing to focus on what you want, not what you're afraid of. The more you say it, the quieter that negative voice gets. Over time, you start to feel like the person who can make those goals happen. One way to make this easier is to practice every day. Find a moment, maybe when you're getting ready in the morning or before you go to bed, and say one thing you're working toward. It could be the same goal every day, like I'm going to save money for a trip. Or it could change as you think of new ideas. Say it out loud even if you're alone. Look in the mirror if you want. It might feel silly, but it makes the words feel stronger. You can also write your goal down each day, maybe in a journal or on a sticky note you put somewhere you'll see it. These small habits keep your dreams in front of you, so you don't forget them. Another thing to try is talking about your goals like they're already happening. Instead of saying, I want to be confident, say, I am becoming more confident every day. This might sound like pretending, but it's not. It's a way to trick your mind into acting like the person you want to be. If you say, I am building a business, you'll start to notice opportunities, make plans, and take steps, even small ones. Your words shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. You don't have to share your goals with everyone. Some people might not understand, and that's okay. But find at least one person you trust, a friend, a family member, or even a teacher, and tell them what you're working toward. Saying it to someone else makes it feel more real, like you're committing to it. They might ask you about it later, which can keep you motivated. And sometimes just hearing yourself say it out loud to another person makes you realize how much you want it. As you get used to speaking and writing your goals, you'll notice something else. You feel more in control. Life can be messy, with problems you can't predict. But when you're clear about what you want, it's like having a compass. You might not know every step, but you know the direction you're going. That clarity helps you make decisions big and small. Should you take that extra shift at work, or spend time learning something new? If your goal is to start a career you love, the answer becomes clearer. Your words keep you focused. The best part is that this doesn't take much time or effort. You don't need special tools or a perfect plan. All you need is a moment to say what you want, a piece of paper to write it down, and the courage to believe it's possible. Start today. Pick one thing you want for your future. Say it out loud, write it down, maybe tell someone you trust. Do it again tomorrow and the day after that. Those words are like bricks, building the life you want, one at a time. Your future starts with what you say right now. Don't keep your dreams quiet. Don't wait for the perfect moment to speak them. Say what you want, write it down, and let those words push you forward. You're not just talking about a better life. You're starting to create it. So what do you want? Say it, write it, believe it, and watch how your words turn into reality. The people you spend time with have a big impact on your life. They shape how you think, how you feel, and even what you believe you can achieve. If you want to grow, chase your dreams, or become a better version of yourself, you need to be around people who lift you up, challenge you, and believe in you. Building a group of supportive people isn't about having a huge crowd around you. It's about finding a few who inspire you to keep going, who make you want to try harder, and who remind you that you're capable of great things. Choosing the right people to be part of your life is like picking teammates for a journey. They can make all the difference in where you end up. Think about the people you talk to most often. Maybe it's your family, your coworkers, or your friends. What are they like? Do they talk about ideas, goals, and ways to improve? Do they encourage you when you share your plans, or do they brush them off? If you're always around people who complain, focus on what's wrong, or never try anything new, it's hard to stay motivated. Their attitude can rub off on you, making you feel like your dreams are too big or not worth chasing. But when you're with people who are excited about life, who are working toward their own goals, it's like catching a spark. Their energy pushes you to keep moving forward. This doesn't mean you have to leave everyone behind. You don't need to stop talking to your family or old friends. Instead, it's about being thoughtful about who you spend the most time with and who you let influence you. If you want to start a business, for example, it helps to talk to someone who's already done it or who's trying to do it. They might share advice, warn you about mistakes, or just cheer you on. Even one conversation with someone like that can make you feel like your goal is possible. The people around you don't have to be perfect, but they should make you feel like you can grow. Finding these people might sound hard, but it's not as complicated as it seems. Start by looking at who's already in your life. Is there someone who's always learning, trying new things, or talking about ideas you find exciting? Maybe it's a coworker who's taking classes or a friend who's passionate about something. Spend more time with them. Ask them about their projects, share your own ideas, and see where the conversation takes you. Sometimes, the people who can help you most are already nearby. You just need to connect with them in a new way. You can also look for new people to add to your circle. Think about what you want to achieve. If you want to get healthier, join a group like a running club or a gym class. If you want to learn a skill, sign up for a workshop or an online community. These places are full of people who care about the same things you do. They're already working toward goals like yours, so it's easier to connect. You don't have to become best friends right away. Just start by saying hi, asking a question, or sharing a little about yourself. Small moments like that can lead to relationships that change your life. Being around supportive people isn't just about what they give you. It's about what you give them too. If you want to build a strong circle, be someone who encourages others. Listen when they talk about their dreams, cheer them on when they try something new. Share what you're learning, even if it's just a small tip or idea. When you show up as a positive, supportive person, you attract others who are the same way. It's like building a team where everyone helps each other get better. You don't have to be an expert or have it all figured out. Just be genuine and show that you care. Sometimes, building a supportive circle means spending less time with people who drag you down. This can be tough, especially if they're close to you, like old friends or family. You don't have to cut them out completely, but you can set boundaries. If someone's always negative or makes you doubt yourself, try to limit how much you talk to them about your goals. Save those conversations for people who get it. It's not about being mean, it's about protecting your energy so you can focus on growing. Another way to find support is to look beyond the people you know in person. Books, podcasts, and videos can be part of your circle too. If you can't find someone in your life who's doing what you want to do, read about someone who has. Listen to interviews with people who inspire you. Their stories can make you feel like you're not alone even if you've never met them. They can give you ideas, motivate you, and remind you that others have faced the same challenges you're facing. These voices become part of your environment, filling your mind with possibility. Building a supportive circle takes time, and that's okay. You don't need a big group right away. Even one or two people who believe in you can make a huge difference. As you connect with them, you'll start to notice changes. You'll feel more confident sharing your ideas. You'll be more excited to try new things because you know someone's rooting for you. You'll even start to think differently, seeing opportunities where you used to see obstacles. The right people don't just support you, they help you see yourself in a new way. One thing to remember is that your circle should grow as you grow. If you start a new project or set a bigger goal, you might need to connect with people who understand that new path. Maybe you've been talking to friends about fitness, but now you want to start a creative hobby. Look for artists or writers to learn from. Your circle isn't set in stone. It's something you keep building, adding new voices as you move forward. So, how do you start today? Think about one person who inspires you. It could be someone you know or someone you've heard about. Reach out to them, even if it's just a quick message to say you admire what they're doing. Or join a group where people share your interests. Say hello to someone new. Share a little about what you're working on. These small steps are how you begin to build a circle that lifts you up. Over time, those connections will grow and you'll find yourself surrounded by people who make you want to keep going. The people around you are like the soil for a plant. If the soil is good, the plant grows strong. If it's not, the plant struggles. Choose people who help you grow, who make you feel like your dreams are worth chasing. Start with one conversation, one new connection, one step toward a better circle. You don't need to do it all at once. Just begin. With the right people by your side, you'll be amazed at how far you can go. My friends, the time for waiting is over. Your comfort zone has held you back long enough, but today, you stand at the edge of something extraordinary. You have the power to change your story, to break free from what's familiar, and to step into a life that lights you up. These 7 days are not just a challenge, they are your launch pad to greatness. Every step you take, every fear you face, every dream you speak, brings you closer to the person you were born to be. So don't just listen to these words, act on them. Start now, right now. The world is waiting for your courage, your passion, your purpose. Go out there and show it what you're made of. Your new life begins today.